From the icy plains of the Arctic, where the ice is rapidly melting and altering the habitat of countless species, to the sun-drenched beaches of Florida, where rising sea levels threaten coastal communities and ecosystems. North America boasts a stunning tapestry of landscapes. Each region possesses its own unique beauty and delicate balance, from the lush forests and towering mountains to the expansive deserts and fertile plains. Yet across this vast continent, a common threat looms: global warming, which is already beginning to disrupt these diverse environments. This essay delves into the future implications of this warming trend over the next 25 years, examining the potential scenarios that could unfold if current trends continue. We will explore how rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and dwindling water resources will reshape North America's physical landscape and impact its inhabitants, leading to more frequent droughts, floods, and other natural disasters. We will examine the economic and health consequences of these changes, including the financial burden on communities and the increased prevalence of climate-related illnesses. The strain on ecosystems and biodiversity will be significant, with many species facing the threat of extinction as their habitats are altered or destroyed. Additionally, the potential for mass migration within the continent will rise as people relocate in search of more stable living conditions. By 2049, the face of North America may be vastly different, marked by the challenges and opportunities presented by a warming world, and the ways in which we adapt to these changes. The year 2049 may seem distant, but the choices we make today will determine the severity of global warming's impact. Our current actions will set the stage for the future. Our actions in the present will shape the legacy we leave for future generations, influencing the world they inherit. Will we witness a continent ravaged by extreme weather, struggling with resource scarcity, and facing the dire consequence of inaction? Will we grapple with mass displacement and the social upheaval that accompanies it? Or will we forge a path toward a more resilient and sustainable future, leveraging green technology and innovative solutions to combat climate change? The answers to these questions lie in our collective understanding of the challenges ahead and our willingness to act decisively, both individually and as a society. This essay is a call to action, urging readers to engage with the realities of global warming and take meaningful steps to address it. We must become informed participants in shaping a better future for North America, understanding the science and the urgency of the situation. By understanding the science, recognizing the urgency, and embracing solutions, we can mitigate the worst impacts of climate change and create a more resilient and equitable future for all. We can work together to develop community resilience strategies and implement policies that protect our environment. The time to act is now. Every moment counts in our fight against climate change. Across North America, the mercury is rising, signaling a troubling trend that is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Climate models project a significant increase in average temperatures over the next 25 years, with some scenarios predicting even more drastic changes if current trends continue unchecked. Some regions will experience more dramatic warming than others, creating a patchwork of climate impacts across the continent. Cities like Phoenix, Arizona, and Dallas, Texas, already known for their scorching summers, are projected to face even more extreme heat waves, pushing the limits of human tolerance and straining infrastructure to its breaking point. The Southwest, in particular, is expected to experience more frequent and intense heat waves, leading to increased risks of heat stroke, dehydration, and other heat-related illnesses, which can be life-threatening if not properly managed. The Arctic, often considered the canary in the coal mine for climate change, is warming at an alarming rate. more than twice as fast as the global average, highlighting the urgency of the situation. This rapid warming is causing the Arctic ice sheet to melt at an unprecedented rate, contributing to rising sea levels and disrupting delicate ecosystems that many species depend on for survival. The melting permafrost is also releasing large amounts of methane, a potent greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere, further accelerating global warming and creating a feedback loop that exacerbates the problem. The consequences of rising temperatures are far-reaching, affecting not just the environment, but also human health and well-being. Heat waves can worsening existing health conditions, particularly for vulnerable populations like the elderly and those with respiratory problems, making it harder for them to cope. Infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and power grids, can buckle under extreme heat, leading to disruptions in essential services and costly repairs. Agricultural yields may decline, threatening food security and impacting livelihoods, especially for those who rely on farming as their primary source of income. The economic costs of these impacts are projected to be substantial, potentially reaching trillions of dollars by mid-century, putting a strain on economies worldwide and necessitating urgent action. As temperatures rise, so too does the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, creating a new normal that challenges our resilience. North America is already experiencing this firsthand, with communities from coast to coast feeling the impacts. Hurricanes, once considered relatively rare occurrences, are becoming more common and more destructive, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. In 2017, Hurricane Harvey dumped an unprecedented amount of rain on Houston, Texas, causing catastrophic flooding and billions of dollars in damage, altering the lives of countless residents. The following year, Hurricane Michael slammed into the Florida Panhandle as a Category 5 storm, the strongest hurricane on record to hit the continental United States, leaving a lasting impact on the region. A possible new Category 6 hurricane may need to be used to cover the increased energy in extreme hurricanes. Wildfires fueled by drought and hotter temperatures are also becoming more common and more devastating, turning lush landscapes into charred remnants. In California, wildfires have scorched millions of acres in recent years, destroying homes, businesses, and entire communities, forcing many to rebuild from scratch. The smoke and ash from these fires create hazardous air quality conditions, impacting human health and disrupting daily life, as people are forced to wear masks to breathe safely. These fires also release massive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, further contributing to global warming and exacerbating the climate crisis. While some regions of North America are experiencing more intense droughts, others are facing increased precipitation and flooding, creating a paradox of extremes. The Midwest in particular has seen a significant increase in heavy rainfall events, leading to more frequent and severe flooding, which disrupts agriculture and daily life. These floods can inundate farmland, damage infrastructure, and contaminate drinking water supplies, posing significant risks to human health and the economy and requiring extensive recovery efforts. The contrasting impacts of drought and flooding highlight the complex and interconnected nature of climate change, showing how one region's suffering can ripple out to affect us all. Water, the lifeblood of any society, is becoming increasingly scarce in many parts of North America. Prolonged droughts, worsened by rising temperatures and changing precipitation patterns, are depleting reservoirs and aquifers, particularly in the western United States. The Colorado River Basin, which provides water to over 40 million people and supports a $1.4 trillion economy, is facing its worst drought in over 1,200 years. This drought has led to water restrictions, agricultural losses, and growing concerns about the long-term sustainability of water resources in the region. Conversely, other regions are grappling with the opposite problem: too much water. Increased precipitation and more frequent heavy rainfall events are leading to more frequent and severe flooding, particularly in the Midwest and Northeast. These floods can inundate homes and businesses, damage infrastructure, and contaminate drinking water supplies, posing significant risks to human health and the economy. The contrasting impacts of drought and flooding highlight the complex and interconnected nature of climate change's impacts on water resources. The consequences of water scarcity and flooding are far-reaching, impacting agriculture, industry, human health, and ecosystems. Competition for dwindling water resources can lead to conflict, while flooding can displace communities and disrupt livelihoods. Addressing these challenges will require innovative solutions, including water conservation measures, drought-resistant crops, improved flood control infrastructure, and more sustainable water management practices. As climate change continues to reshape the landscape of North America, it also drives significant shifts in population. Coastal cities like Miami and New Orleans are at high risk due to rising sea levels and increased hurricane activity. As a result, there could be a significant migration inland to cities less affected by these threats. In the Southwest, regions such as Arizona and Nevada are grappling with prolonged drought conditions. These areas may see an outflow of residents to regions with more stable water supplies like the Pacific Northwest. Extreme heat is another factor pushing people to relocate. Cities in the southern U.S., like Houston and Phoenix, may experience population declines as residents seek cooler climates in the north or along the coasts. Economic migration is also on the rise. Agricultural regions impacted by drought and changing growing seasons, such as the Central Valley in California, might see farmers and workers relocate to more viable agricultural areas. As these migrations unfold, they highlight the profound and far-reaching impacts of climate change on human society. The movement of people in search of safer, more sustainable living conditions underscores the urgent need for comprehensive climate action and adaptation strategies. The decisions we make today will shape the future of our communities and our planet. It's a call to action for all of us to work towards a more resilient and sustainable world.